World Press Freedom Day event was conceptualized by UNESCO and actually adopted by the UN system. And this was 31 years ago. And also, one of the key things which informs actually today's engagement has been, how do we promote the rights of journalists within those particularly covering the environmental crisis, particularly right now?
We're saying, yes, focus on the people, focus on the profits, but this time round, focus on the planet. Because you can have a plan B for your story as a journalist, but we will never have a planet B. And so today is a very critical moment where we celebrate the work journalists do, but at the same time, we begin to ask ourselves, what have we done to continuously create freedom?
No effective climate action is possible without access to free and reliable scientific information. Despite this critical importance, attacks against climate and environmental journalists are on the rise. According to the Committee to Protect Journalists, climate reporting is one of the most dangerous fields of journalism after war reporting.
The media play a very critical role in terms of ensuring that we highlight the challenges that the communities are facing. So working with UNESCO has really helped us to ensure that journalists are able to do their work in an environment that is safe and conducive for them.
As a partner, UNESCO has supported us in terms of resources to set up various infrastructure that supports journalism and the work of media in the country. And also even interacting with staff from UNESCO has helped us with a lot of networking.
If you look at some of the things that we've done with the UNESCO, like the projects that we've just finished last year on that was funded by Global Media Fund, we've done so like this is a guide that was supported by UNESCO. It definitely looks at some of the challenges and also recommendations of how to address that. So this is a very good resource that will be used forever by those in the media sector.
One of the focus of UNESCO is the young journalists, the journalists of the next generations of journalists, because these are the ones who will be affected mostly by the impact of the climate change. So we will be focusing our work on capacity building of young journalists to report on climate change and the environment.
There is a future in journalism, which means the threats that journalists face will also continue to exist.
We need to constantly speak about the crisis that we have vis-a-vis our environment. We need to ensure that these messages are foregrounded in different spaces, digitally and also offline. We need to ensure that data is availed by constantly pushing for narratives that will enable the government and different actors to provide data for journalists to be able to report on this crisis.
And we must be at the action table, not just the writing table and the talking table.
We expect that such a platform that we have provided for the stakeholders in the media industry to come and talk about misinformation, whether it is in the environment, whether it is in sports or politics, misinformation affects the quality of journalism.
I think it's also important to ensure that these elements are enabling journalists to be able to respond to the new realities that are coming up with the dark side of technology, and that is disinformation, misinformation.
And therefore, we're thinking that after today's discussions, we can come up with a plan of action on how to counter misinformation. Already, there are strategies that we have been put together with our partners, MCK, UNESCO, and other partners.
We will work through the National Coalition on Freedom of Expression and Content Moderations to fight against dis and misinformation relating to climate change. And we will implement measures to protect and to safeguard the right of environmental journalists who are risking their life to tell the stories.
So what we're saying is that we can continue pulling together resources to not only protect the freedom of the media, but also build their capacity.
Yes, the message I have to share first of all to say thank you. Because these programs that, like I said, have a huge impact on how journalists do their work. And also just to say that we need to have more of such programs, for we are relying mostly on the donors like UNESCO and partners like UNESCO to continue to support media development work. If we invest more in the media, we will have a media that is sustainable, media that is able to respond to the challenges that are affecting the society.
There is no climate action without reliable, free and independent journalism.
Within this context, it's important to not forget that there are fundamental rights that needs to be promoted, but also we need to hold and encourage the actors and the duty bearers to create that favorable environment for media to thrive, for journalists to be able to do their work and be safe, but also continue promoting the fundamental rights that these people need to enjoy within this ecosystem.